delighted to sign the Whole Milk for Healthy Kids Act into law, which is a very important thing for our farmers, and I think maybe more important for our people, the people that drink milk. This is the first bill signing of the new year, and we'll ensure that millions of school-aged children have access to high-quality milk as we make America healthy again. As it currently stands, schools participating in the National School Lunch Program are only able to offer students low or non-fat milk options. That was changed during the Obama administration. A lot of people disagreed with it at the time. With this legislation, schools will finally be able to expand their offerings to include nutritious whole milk. It's actually a legal definition, whole milk. We had a country they laughed at us. They thought we were stupid people. Now we're seeing that they're not the smart ones, we are. But we have a great America, and we're going to enrich it. And foreign nations, foreign migrants, criminal fraudsters, and corrupt politicians are not going to play a role anymore. They're going to be in jail. Under the Trump administration, we're reclaiming America's dignity, rebuilding America's wealth, and we're putting the productive, hardworking American citizen at the center of every single thing that we do.
Sean, the First Amendment is a bedrock principle, but this isn't about that. This is about classified material that could jeopardize lives. And this guy, this IT guy that worked for Department of War, and Pete Hegseth has been amazing, and he's up against a lot with these people. This guy that worked, he was a contractor, IT contractor, who had classified information, is charged now with leaking classified information involving a foreign adversary. He could jeopardize the lives, the safety of our men and women in the military. So today, it's been reported that the great men and women of the FBI executed a search warrant at the direction of Kash Patel and my office on the reporter's home, seizing the devices that contained classified material regarding our foreign adversaries. And that's what we're looking into now. But the guy from the IT department is in jail. President Trump has made it very clear. You will not jeopardize the men and women in our military, and you will not leak classified information.
This is one to the traditional US dollar. How does USD1 get minted, and how is it backed? It's backed through treasury bonds. What is a stable coin? It is a digital dollar or cryptocurrency. The USD1 currently has a market cap of $2.6 billion. So they've minted $2.6 billion since its inception. Trump family just released World Liberty's governance token, which now has a market cap of $6.4 billion. World Liberty Financial is essentially their own decentralized bank, which is crazy to think about. The reason they created this in the first place is because the Trump family is known for getting debanked before based on their opinions. So they were like, screw it, I'll create my own banking system, which is exactly what they've done, and they're doing it extremely successfully. Now, how do we take advantage of this? The World Living Financial Token is open, it's tradable. You are able to own a share of this brand new bank, and it's currently worth $6 billion. Think about how expensive or how much the biggest banks in the US are worth. They're worth a lot more than that. HSBC, for example, is worth $166 billion. JP Morgan is worth $599 billion. Bank of America, $300 billion. Industrial Commerce Bank of China, $300 billion. You need to be ahead of the game because the whole system is changing. Make sure you follow me down below for more information on World Living Financial and the new banking system.
My advice to everybody is get ready for that. The financial system is getting ready to switch. All private central bankers have been notified and put on notice that we have to prepare our people for tokenization processes all throughout anything tied to the USD system. So the Federal Reserve, all private central bankers are going to be moving over onto the Ripple network. That's a given. For those of you that are following Q and Q program, the Anon series, you were right on track the entire time, but we know how that's going to work. For those of you that are not and you're operating on the public side, I'll tell you something very clearly right now. If you are not moving into the trust processes and you just can't do it and you can't manage to make that process work for yourself, what I want you to do is at least go get yourself some XRP and stick it over there, and you can thank me later when everything switches over. If we're being notified to notify our own clients, then that means that this is all signed, sealed, delivered. Everything is coming down the pipeline and we're getting ready to flip the switch. Again, you don't want to be on the outside looking in, because when they flip that switch, If you're not an institutional program, you are not going to be able to access that side of the ledgers. So again, they're going to make it almost impossible for anybody to access those coins. I'm just giving you a quick heads.
The biggest things economically that's never happened. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. And over the next couple of years, I think we'll substantially be cutting, and maybe cutting out completely, but we'll be cutting income tax because of tariffs. And we're taking in hundreds of billions of dollars like we've never done before. And some of that's going to go back in the form of a sort of dividend to our people. So we have the hottest stock market ever. That's a big thing for 401ks and all of the millions of people with jobs and 401ks. Everybody participates in that. But it's 48 times in a little bit less than 10 months. 48 times we hit an all-time high. And I think we're going to continue, because when these factories that we're building from all over the world, they're coming because of tariffs. I think because of November 5th, the election result, but because of tariffs. And we're taking in hundreds of billions of dollars like we've never done before. And some of that's going to go back in the form of a sort of dividend to our people. But much of it's going to go toward reducing debt. And what it really goes for, and even better than the money we're taking in, is the fact that nobody's attacking our companies and taking them out, stealing them like they've been for many years. Because if they do that, they have to pay a tariff as they make products and sell them into our country. We made deals with the European Union where they pay us hundreds of billions of dollars, and they participate. They're now building plants. Honda is building plants, and they're all, every car company from all over the world virtually is building plants now in the United States because they don't want to pay the tariffs. So there's never been anything quite like it. It's been amazing. So we're taking in, think of it, hundreds of billions. Next year it'll be $1 trillion or more. But we're taking in all this money, at the same time protecting our country, and we're respected again. They actually respect us. And they made the deals. I mean, they respect us, but they pay us. As an example, Japan, $650 billion. South Korea, $350 billion. European Union, $950 billion. And they are building plants now in the United States because they don't want to pay tariffs. So this is one of the biggest things economically that's never happened. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. And over the next couple of years, I think we'll substantially be cutting, and maybe cutting out completely, but we'll be cutting income tax. Could be almost completely cutting it because the money we're taking in is going to be so large.
Stop lying. This was not an unprovoked invasion. Putin just randomly went over the line into eastern Ukraine and stole these oblasts. He stole this land that belonged to another people. That's a total lie. And it's not a defense of Putin to call it out as a lie, because it is. And everybody knows it now. The truth is that in 2001, Putin, same guy, same leader, asked the Bush administration in person, directly to George W. Bush, I would like to join the defensive alliance that exists to keep me from moving west into Western Europe. In other words, you won. I'm joining your team. And due in part to his own limitations as a leader, and due in part to the counsel that he received from Condoleezza Rice at the time, George W. Bush turned down that offer and prevented Russia from joining NATO. And the guest we're going to speak to in a moment, if you're wondering if he has a good track record of calling future events, said at the time, this decision to turn down Vladimir Putin's, this is 25 years ago, Vladimir Putin's request to join NATO, to join the West, to all be in it together, to work together. This decision made by the Bush administration guarantees a collision with the West. We are now on a collision course. And of course, he was absolutely right, because NATO didn't want Russia because NATO wanted a war with Russia. And boy, they got it. And so from 2001 all the way to 2022, 21 years, NATO moved inexorably east, surrounding Russia. And many times, again, this is not a defense of Russia. It's just a fact. Many times the Russian government under Putin said, whoa, 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 whoa. You are threatening our core national interest, which is not to have other people's missiles on our borders. Back off. And then in 2014, the Obama administration overthrew the government of Ukraine to put an American puppet in there, thereby sealing the fate of nations. When that happened, and Sergei Karganov said it at the time, you have just guaranteed a war in Ukraine that will destroy Ukraine.
All white gold eagle on X posted 9:35 a.m., 12 January 26. Breaking news. Banks have to be Basel III compliant today or go bankrupt. Source, Charlie Ward. Ticking time bomb for the banking industry is here.
Men can get pregnant.
I
hesitated there because I wasn't sure where the conversation was going or what the goal was. I mean, I do take care of patients with different identities. I take care of many women. I take care of people with different identities. And so that's where I paused. I think, yeah, I wasn't sure where you were going with that.
Well, the goal is just the truth. So can men get pregnant?
Again, the reason I paused there is I'm not really sure what the goal of the question.
The goal is just to establish a biological reality. You just said a moment ago that science and evidence should control, not politics. So let's just test that proposition. Can men get pregnant?
I take care of people with many identities, but
Can men get pregnant?
I take care of many women that can get pregnant. I do take care of people that don't identify as women. That
Can men get pregnant?
Again, as I'm saying,
Let me just remind you what you testified to a moment ago. Science and evidence should control, not politics. So can men get pregnant? You're a
totally
doctor, I
agree.
think.
Science and evidence should guide medicine.
Do science and evidence tell us that men can get pregnant? Biological men, can they get pregnant?
I also think yes/no questions like this are a political tool. And
No, yes/no questions are about the truth, doctor. Let's not make a mockery of this proceeding. This is about science and evidence, and I'm asking you. You know, the United States Supreme Court just heard arguments yesterday at great length on this question. This is not a hypothetical question. This is not theoretical. It affects real people in their real lives. And you're here as an expert, called by the other side as an expert. And you've been telling us that you follow, right, you're a doctor, and you follow the science and the evidence. So I just want to know, based on the science, can men get pregnant? That's a yes or no question. It really is, I think.
I think you're trying to reduce the complexity of a lot.
I'm not. I'm trying to get, it's not complex. I'm trying to get to an answer, and I'm trying to test, frankly, your veracity as a medical professional and as a scientist. Can men get pregnant?
I think you're also conflating
This is
male
extraordinary.
female with.
No, I'm not conflating male and female. They're two different things. There's biological men and there's biological women. And I want to know, can men get pregnant?
What you were talking about is biological.
You're not going to answer my question, it sounds like.
Biological males.
This isn't hard, doctor. Can men get pregnant? Yes or no?
I would be more than happy to have a conversation with you that is not coming from a place of trying to be polarized and push.
I'm not trying to be polarizing. I'm trying to ask. I think it is extraordinary that we are here in a hearing about science and about women. And for the record, it's women who get pregnant, not men. We are here about the safety of women and science that shows that this abortion drug causes adverse health events in 11% of cases. That's 22 times greater than the FDA label, another fact you haven't acknowledged, and yet you won't even acknowledge the basic reality that biological men don't get pregnant. There's a difference between biological men and biological women. I don't know how we can take you seriously and your claims to be a person of science if you won't level with this on this basic issue. I thought we were past all of this, frankly. I can't believe we're still here talking about this.
I am a person of science, and I'm also someone here who's here to represent the complex experiences of my patients, and I don't think polarized language or questions serve that goal. I don't think they serve the American people.
It is not polarizing to say that there is a scientific difference between men and women, and I want this to be clear and for the record. It is not polarizing to say that women are a biological reality and should be treated and protected as such. That is not polarizing, that is truth. It is also, by the way, the United States Constitution, which offers unique protections to women in a variety of circumstances as women. And your refusal to recognize women as women and men as men is deeply corrosive to science, to public trust, and yes, to constitutional protections for women as women. And I think it's extraordinary that you would sit here and advance a political agenda that has been thoroughly discredited and rejected by the American people in this forum. And I'm glad we had this exchange because it is exceptionally clarifying. It is also in many ways quite depressing.
FBI arrests 12 sitting judges who took millions in bribes by Sinaloa cartel. Bet the liberal news stations won't be discussing this big win for America. Keeps getting more exciting by the minute. Bring on the global reset. LFGGG.
Hey guys, I was just told we are on. We are on. The next 72 hours is going to be huge. Absolutely huge, what I'm told. And they said, forget what the news is saying, forget what the media is saying, forget what everyone's saying with Iran, Iraq, all of that. It's all done. We are a private event. All the rates for all the countries that are revaluing are locked and loaded, and they are ready to go. We are on. Get excited. Visualize. Know that this is happening. Get yourself aligned with your new life, new way of thinking, new way of living. Can we guarantee it? No, there are no guarantees. But if you have any doubt in your mind, you put yourself off that timeline where it does actually manifest into your physical reality. We are on. We are, they said we are go time. So let's do this shit. Let's get this done. Hey guys, I just heard a rumor. At this stage, it's a rumor that Redemption Center staff are beginning to move into place. It's just a rumor. Keep your heads on, but bloody hell, get excited. All right, have fun. Hey guys, how are you? So I just received a message that there is major financial things happening in the background today, which will become more known tomorrow. It is regarding our private event, and the best window for notifications for 4B is between Thursday and Sunday. Okay, so we can get it in 5 minutes or in a couple of days. As for the medbeds, nothing has changed. I'm still told the 15th, which coincides with other information that the RV notifications will also be available on the 15th. Now, for me in Australia, that usually will mean the day after, so the 16th. Okay, so this is American time. All right. So if nothing happens on your 15th, relax. Okay, it's coming. We just don't know the exact timing. Everything's been given the green light. All the currencies that's going to revalue are locked and loaded on the back screens, and that's where we are. We're not on the public screens. We don't need it visible on the Forex or anything like that. It's just on the back screens. We're a private event. Okay, we go privately, not publicly. People waiting on the Dinar and all to go on the Forex is the public, which we are not. Okay, when it's on Forex visible, that's the public. That's tier 5. Okay, we go before that. So don't worry. Just keep manifesting, keep being happy, keep in the moment, and it's all coming. Okay, now again, we don't know the exact timing, but it's all coming. All right, so just hang in there and do the best. Hey guys, latest intel, which I got about 30 seconds ago. Medbed centers are expected to be available this Saturday, American time, to approved humanitarians plus their 6. Right now, humanitarians should be able to walk into a medbed center on Saturday. I have no clue what the date is. I think today is the 15th. So 16th, 17th or 18th, something like that. But that is the intel as of right now. Can it change? Yes. But right now, medbed centers for humanitarians plus their 6 is expected to be open on Saturday.
More intel coming in. As of tomorrow, selected approved humanitarians will begin receiving an invitation to use the medbeds. No, I do not know who these selected approved humanitarians are. Forwarded from Skye Prince. Swisher 1776 on X. Posted 2:32 a.m., January 15, 2026. IQDRV. Biggest move yet as CBI advances Iraq into sovereign rate upgrade execution. The National Team and the Technical Committee for Sovereign Rating held a joint meeting with Oliver Wyman Consulting. The meeting was chaired by the head of the National Team, His Excellency the Governor of the Central Bank of Iraq, Mr. Ali Mohsin al-Alak, and attended by Dr. Mazhar Mohammed Saleh, advisor to the Prime Minister and head of the Technical Committee, along with a group of experts from relevant ministries and the private sector. The purpose of the meeting was to discuss mechanisms for improving the sovereign and credit ratings of the Republic of Iraq. During the meeting, the most prominent pillars and key issues requiring work in cooperation with international rating agencies S&P, Fitch, and Moody's were discussed. Emphasis was placed on the importance of applying the 5 pillars adopted in rating methodologies: institutional quality and financial strength, monetary strength, economic structure and growth prospects, political events and risks, and governance and overall stability. The meeting also addressed the need to build a comprehensive economic and financial base for Iraq that reflects the reform process, institutional capacities, and future opportunities, ensuring its practical applicability. Furthermore, the importance of direct and continuous communication with international rating agencies was stressed to enhance mutual understanding and achieve sustainable positive results. This meeting comes within the framework of the government's efforts to improve the image of the Iraqi economy and enhance international confidence, as the Iraqi government had announced in September 2025 the formation of the National Team for Improving the Credit Rating, which includes a select group of experts and representatives of various economic sectors, with the aim of raising the sovereign rating and supporting financial and economic stability in the country. Central Bank of Iraq, Media Office, January 14, 2026. P.S. ChatGPT did provide some intel in relation to this information which came from the Central Bank of Iraq. I respect ChatGPT, however, it only thinks of official, but in my opinion, we do not know what is actually happening because everything is top secret. So let's just trust the process and trust President Trump, the Trump administration, the U.S. military, the alliance military, and all involved in this process of moving forward to what we came here to do.
This is what I got about 30 minutes ago. Emails locked and loaded. Heads up. From Skye, Tony says he should get the 800 numbers tonight or tomorrow morning. TNT Tony, January 14th, 2026. Tony's friend, who has been on the show multiple times, came on. He is the man who went through his exchange and received $28 for his Dinar. He repeated that again and said he was on again to let people know that he indeed received $28 for his Dinar. He can see his $10 million anytime he wishes by visiting his bank manager. He said, "This is real. I was given my bank cards, and I was told the remaining $18 million should be in his account Friday, Saturday."
Markz Morning Live, January 14th, 2026. Bonds. There be a meeting occurring in about 2 hours for a contact I have in Zurich. It has gotten very quiet in Asia right now and hope to get an update. Iraq is getting more dinar off the street at a discount, which will increase the dinar over time. This is all due to the Iranian unrest. I am still hearing that we are well underway and on the precipice of the blessing. There are a lot of rumors that in about 6 days they will announce the end of the IRS from the External Revenue Service. I did reach out to a banker because someone made a comment, and they are very much still organizing and training for the dong and the dinar to go at the same time.
Thank you for listening. May the light guide your steps, truth protect your heart, and discernment strengthen your spirit. You are seen, you are supported, and you are never alone. Please like and subscribe.
This video is for general informational and spiritual discussion only. All content shared here reflects publicly available intel, spiritual perspectives, and personal interpretation. Nothing in this video is medical advice, financial advice, or guaranteed prediction. Always use your own discernment and make decisions that feel right for you.
Leave footprints of love and kindness wherever you go by Renegade Hippies.